to the genuine ones wants attention. Hope all that's why on your neighbor.
You know, because we all don't cast spell work, play with magic, and do come to me spells or give someone the evil lie.
No, it's a trick though, because the devil's a goddamn lie, and I don't worship the devil. My soul was never for sale.
You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and music, cloud chasing, or fame. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's not. Today is currently September 26, 2025. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Never give up on yourself when someone says you don't have potential. Never give up on yourself or allow yourself to live in fear when you got your next door neighbor different tax brackets, gang stalking you, projecting favoring you. Regardless, it was an addict or regular person that you thought was the norm, but they wanted to do you wrong to shortchange you, kind of your mental health, paint you out to be mentally unstable. Hold on one second, you was far from delusional when someone's plotting against you, rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even energy, harvest off your energy, let alone those broken and toxic way, make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, or because you spoke up for yourself. They say that you're mentally disturbed when you truly keep in the world. Never give up on yourself. We may not pray the same, but hold on one second. I truly pray for my neighbor regardless they can't see, even when you was pretending to blackmail me.
No, and the trick, no, not just blackmail me, but play me close, not to see me grow.
You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of who has me shadow banned or not, at the end of the day, I would never give up on myself, and I do not live in fear. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not, and that's okay.
No, it's a trick on me, goddarn it. No, for real. So I guess they was watching me and watching me. So you know what? Now that live is not gonna go live, and nobody gonna watch you, dumbass.
That's cool. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself when someone doesn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. You know, everybody's healing journey, spirituality journey is totally different, but respect's a two-way street. I do not cast spell work or play with magic towards my neighbor. I do not energy harvest off my neighbor's energy, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. And I say that respectfully. I am Naya, genuine love, respect.
No, it's a trick on me. I to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, the one that's not sending me the evil lie.
No, the trick on me. Because a motherfucker will watch you with them watching you. Take a screenshot of your picture, got you on their altar, putting spoke in front of your door, trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, all types of weird shit.
Why would you even watch me before you can pour it to yourself, you jackass, disturbing your goddamn peace?
You bring your own goddamn blood pressure up, because mine's actually stable last I checked.
No, it's a trick on me, all the shit you got, got me going through. It's a trick on me, it actually gotta come out.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. Just because someone gave up on you or overstayed in your journey, never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones, good evening.
Hey, how you doing? The trade over me. It's the purpose only. No, it's the trade on me.
You ever had that one family member that you had to give the eye, like,
Mom, Pops, what the heck is wrong with your cousin, your brother, your mother, your sister? It's the trade on me. They're a little weird.
No, the trade on me. You ever had that one uncle? And you trying to figure out your mental health? Hold on, first of all, I asked to be excused for all the right reasons.
Why do you look like you 7 months pregnant? It's a trait on me. You making me feel like I need a doctor when it comes to my eyesight.
No, the trait over me. When you tell that Pacific uncle that they need to fall back on the bruise or whatever the case may be because they don't understand they loose screws.
No, it's a trait on me. You should not be walking around here looking like a 6-month-old. It's a trait on me.
That you like you got something going on in there. It's a trait on me. You ever saw a baby point and you tell me, don't do that?
No, it's a trait on me. Baby point. A baby. My baby. You remember the baby you bought me for Halloween, Christmas? That special day we was walking, mind our business?
You ever had a child just make you embarrassed?
No, have to trade on me because kids gonna speak up. No, have to trade on me.
You know, that's just your Uncle Red.
No, have to trade on me.
You ever walked in on a family gathering or whatever the case may be, and you got that one Pacific uncle that's saying, I'm trying to get it right, y'all. I'm trying to get it right. Not just the food, but I'm getting this six-pack together. You don't know how to put that brew down yet? Mind your business.
No, it's a trade on me. What you mean? Don't inform us you try to lose weight, get your life together. We giving you tips of the day, and you tell us to mind our business.
No, it's a trade on me. You ever had that one Pacific person ask you what they're asking you as you trying to lose weight or whatever the case may be? And they asking you, hey, can you give me some tips on how to get my life together when it comes to my mental health? You know, the strategies that you use. It may not work for me, but can you give me some tips, beginners?
No, it's a trade on me.
You ever got into an argument with someone at the end of the day when they said they want to change their life around? Because they didn't want to start?
No, it's a trade on me. Ah!
No, for real. How you getting mad at me because in the day, huh? I just can't watch you shrink.
It's a shame on. They got shit to do with me. No, for real.
You ever took that family member or friend to the doctor with you?
No, the check on me.
Y'all went the first time or whatever the case may be. You know, everything was cool. The doctor was on the same page. Y'all had a good day. All types of stuff. You decide to say, you know what? I'm about to get on this scale today. Let me take my little shoes off and excuse me at the end of the day.
Check me out.
You know, I've been in the gym, you know, the home remedy.
Have the trick on me. No narcotics, no substance, none of that bullshit. Just natural.
You know, a little fasting here and there, and you know the way that God told you to do it in the day. You know, when you following the strength of the day, the strategies. God, can you give me the proper guidance and tools to pour into me, not to mistreat me? Thank you. No, for real. You get on the scale. This fool watching you within watching you. You think you cute?
And the check over you, hey, son of a.
Why are you mad at me for? Because the person, you know, the nurse or whatever the case may be is rooting me on.
No, the check over you went to the doctor and the nurse and the doctor is ruining you on. Hey, keep it up.
No, the trade on me. And to that very one time when you go do a follow-up, they be like, you know what? Remember you was at this weight or what? You gained 1 pound.
No, it's a trade on me. I gotta figure it out.
The same person that you went with, or whatever the case may be, they watching you saying, what was the big difference? It was just 1 pound that you gained. That's nothing compared to what I'm trying to do at the end of the day. I'm trying to lose a couple. That has nothing to do with
me. Hello.
You ever had one of your mother siblings, you know, put you in competition?
No, as a trade on me, when you had that one aunt or uncle or whatever the case may be.
No, they try to outdo you with the do you. No, for real. They be ruining all the other nieces and nephews on and shit, but then when it come to you,
they want to talk you down so bad. Why are they so mean to me?
Well, if you actually would have followed the weight procedure and fell back on a couple of snacks for a couple of days, you know, you wouldn't have gained 1 pound or 2. I didn't ask you.
No, it's the trade on me. It's not what you said, fool. It's how you said it to me. It's the trade on me. You hurt my feelings. You don't want it too emotional. No, I'm not.
I'm not eating respect and same person. No, it's a trade on me. You ever had that one family member at the end of the day that just roots you in regards to what you do and the family trying to figure out? It's always you. It's always you.
No, it's a trade on me.
You ever had that one Pacific cousin that nobody really cheers them on or whatever the case may be? But then they start
shouting, singing and shit, and that one aunt coming in the door.
And they sitting there like they watching a soap opera. And everybody's just laughing and pissed. Shut up.
No, it's a trade on for me.
The aunt is actually,
I'm so proud of my baby.
You gonna put them in some lessons? Because at the end of the day, they needed a couple of schoolings.
No, it's the truth on me. What did you hear at the end of the day? I want to hear what you heard, because I didn't hear the same thing.
Know the truth on me. You ever had that one family member that you love so deeply and you like, damn, you know, can't nobody do wrong in this person's eyes when it comes to that one family member just rooting them on regardless of whatever they do. No, for real, it's like, damn. If they did something bad on the job, they still getting rooted on. If they done kicked someone down by accident, they still getting rooted on. What happened to accountability? What happened to telling the truth?
No, after the trade off me, goddammit.
It was this one particular time the family was buying our business. It was a family gathering, entertainment purposes only. This motherfreaker in the back took him out. How much you gonna charge me at the end of the day? Matter of fact, how much you gonna pay me to do spell work on the person that you want me to do spell work on? And the orange is watching. That's my baby.
Oh, I gotta stay away from your weird having ass, you weird son of a. Ah!
No, for real. Because you will come across those family members at the end of the day, and you got to reevaluate your whole train of thought when it comes to your mental health. Like, huh? See, this is why you don't come to events. This is why we don't eat from you. This is why you be like, why nobody show me love?
No, it's the trade though, because stuff like that allowed.
I'm not, respect, entertainment purposes only.
No, it's the trade on me.
You was minding your business with minding your business. You ever bumped into one of your family members, like your favorite uncle or aunt, or one of your uncles or aunt? They don't have to be your favorite, whatever the case may be. They see you what they see you. And the first thing they want to say at the end of the day,
who messing with you? It's the trade on me. Don't let me have to F them. Ah!
You know what? I see how this conversation is about to go, and I see I'm about to be the mature one today.
No, it's the trade on me, because at the end of the day, we're going to have to come pick your ass up. It's the trade on me.
You ever had one of those uncles or aunts at the end of the day, or family members start popping a whole bunch of junk, talking about they going to whip somebody's ass, and they had a couple of bruises, a couple of shots at the end of the day, and they could barely stand?
No, it's the trade on me. Who you going to hurt? It's the trade on me. You can't even catch a fly with your silly having ass. Ah!
No, the trade told me. Let them remember who got the function going on at the end of the day.
No, the trade told me.
You ever walked into one of those family members that love you so dearly? No, for real, they really love you. They got your back. You know, the ones that don't pretend at the end of the day, they pray for you. They pray for you. Said they pray for you.
And you better come on. When is service gonna be over? You doing too much.
You know, when you accidentally walk into one of your family members that you care about and love, and they just start preaching and stuff out of nowhere. Like, you could be in the middle of the street. You just had a long day at work. You just had a long day shopping with the kids, food shopping. You put it in your book. You're not even feeling well. You under the weather. And you bump into one of those family members. They start praying. I ain't see you in a while, but I love you. I ain't see you in a while, hope our God's holding you up.
No, the trade on me. They can't wait to get in your goddamn pockets. No, the trade on me.
You know, I ain't see you in a while, but you think you could do me a favor? I know I still owe you from the last time, before the last time, but you know I'm your favorite.
So you just had to throw that in there.
No, the trade on me.
I ain't got no change for you, but you know what? I could get you something to eat if that's what you want.
No, the trade on me. Like,
no, I want some money.
No, the trade on me. I ain't got it for you, honey.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I'm Naya. I truly hope all is well in your end. I may give you a laugh, let alone a smile. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, you had that frown having a rainy day. But you truly are worthy of pouring into yourself to understand your potential. There's another day coming to understand your intuition. You're still trying to heal that wound. You get lost in your words. Hold on 1 second, truly overthinking. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Truly pour into yourself. Who would have knew that you allowed yourself to actually walk out your comfort zone? Step out your comfort zone, understanding your right from your left. When folks was even doing you wrong, they didn't want you to be strong. Hold on one second. Even see another day when it come to your intuitions, when it come to your faith, being authentic. Hold on one second. That was always within you. Regardless of what you was going through when someone fumbled you, that relationship, bad habits, the end of the day, you almost lost you, but you understood that testimony is different. I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm gonna always be authentic. Hold on one second. That reflection is different. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. Allow me to respect my neighbor. Didn't have to pretend. Didn't have to cast magic. Let them play with sport. Let them energy harvest off my neighbor's energy when they gang stalk me. Regardless if I know them or not. Even if folks ain't even got a gang stalk me, I actually respect you when you didn't have to pretend. Hold on one second. You are worthy.
No, ever trade on my content about us. Okay.
Always be yourself. Healing trauma and pain is not a race. Overcoming the obstacles they can't relate to. Hold on one second. The pain is different. They feel like everybody's walk of life ain't the same because everybody has problems. But hold on one second. The right people actually see you when they pour into you. They wasn't trying to blackmail you. They don't have excuse. Let them send you the evil lie. Let them project spoken in a toxic way. Someone actually praying for you, not against you. It wasn't for likes. If you was a clout chasing or fame, someone was far from thirsty. Hold on one second. They was a part of the hate train. The energy is different regardless. They came from poverty and pain. They actually acknowledge you to understand your worth. When it comes to your growth, only rest to hold on one second. God allowed you to see why maturity is different. That someone was truly acting a body weight. Y'all both was. The energy is different. Wasn't running from your past. You understood the end of the day that real recognized real would truly find you. Walking into your life, understand the grass was actually green when you least expected, when folks rejected you.
No, ever trade on me. Only be yourself and normal listeners, and I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. No, ever trade over me.
I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect.
No, ever trade on me. Let me tell you what happened. Entertainment purpose only. We live in a spiritual world. No, ever trade over me how these jackass. You ever had a dream about somebody and you never dreamed about them before, but you asked God for the proper clarity and this fool decides to pop up in your dream and only to realize there was no in-betweens? No, ever trade over me. You actually slept and actually figured out, so you went to that witch, that warlock, that doctor, that tarot reader, that karmic, and you was the one that sensed the evil out when it came to spur, when it came to all your goddamn lies. No, the train over me, because as soon as you had a dream of this fool, you see them the next day. You trying to set me up. God was telling me about you too. But you know what? I ain't never had to pray against you because I actually pray for you and your family. I don't send people to evil eye. I don't play with spoke. I don't do with that black magic witchcraft and all that weird stuff that y'all be doing, whatever you pray for at the end of the day, trying to kick the next person down. No. Ever trained over me. You ever had someone project spell work on you, and when they went to the person that projected spell work on you, they had to reevaluate their whole mental health? Like, hold on one second. So you mean to tell me you put that spell work in front of their door and they know it's me? No, change up these stupid. No, for real, bro. I ain't mad at you, but just stay away from me. No, ever trained on me. You ever talked out loud or on your phone and a fool would make an assumption in the day that you talking about them because they would just look at you like, they probably think it's me. No, ever trade on me. Why are you making yourself irrelevant? Hello, in a conversation that's not supposed to be you. No, Mr. Trade on me. A person will put themselves in a situation at the end of the day. I never said your name. You know how many times people done try to blackmail me or whatever the case may be? No, ever trade on me to make me feel like my faith wasn't real. No, ever trade on me.
But it just tells a lot at the end of the day. You didn't want me to understand balance when it came to my old weight. And I don't mean narcotics. The gang stalking was real. You said, hold on one second. My voice don't matter when you sent that addict. You said at the end of the day, I'm going to rob you mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, energy, harvest off your energy, show folks that you truly weak. Hold on one second. I'm going to even paint you out to be an addict when I know you not. Yeah, I create a narrative at the end of the day to have a hate train when it came to the community to kick you down. When I said in heritage, a lot of people will have that go over their head. When you're a child of God and God endorses a gift and multiple gifts within you, that balance is different. You know, it was never for likes and views and cloud chasing when God gave you a remedy being authentic. You know, being an entertainer, being authentic, a rhythm they can't relate to, far from a copycat. God gave you your own flow. You know, it wasn't just about beauty at the end of the day because it started within. Having a beautiful heart, even days when you couldn't see, didn't have to pretend. Hold on 1 second. That inheritance is different. I wasn't talking about finances because, hold on 1 second, a God's love, you know, God, we don't pray the same. But my God, at the end of the day, truly showed me what a miracle was when I chose myself, because I truly was the gift of myself when I was that blessing. Folks will hack your devices, gang stalk you, paint you out to be the mental patient. At the end of the day, when he wasn't trying to catch a case, they will rob you mentally, spiritually. They would try to play with your finds. At the end of the day, when it come to discourage you, make you feel like you're not supposed to understand your right from your left. But hold on 1 second, I understood my conscience being fake patient. It was days when I didn't understand my words. I had to pay attention to go within and understand my verbs.
No, and the truth though, but you don't understand what anxiety really looks like. No, for real, for real. And you know, dealing with gang stalking.
I'm very so much thankful that I overcame. And I'm still dealing with it today. But I'm not going to ever hurt myself because someone doesn't want me to elevate. How I would have my own next door neighbor in different tax bracket, watch my every move, saying I was a bad habit, or because I spoke up for myself, I was mentally disturbed, or because I knew how to choose myself, understand unconditional love. You know, that mother and father that actually respects their cub. You know, that baby at the end of the day gave life to. You know, they wasn't doing it for likes, views, and clout, chasing no fame. When they pray to say, thank you, hold on 1 second, Jesus, hold my baby in your hands at the end of the day when you put them in this world to protect them.
Here's the trade thought for me from the enemy.
How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, in a heritage, it's not always finances. Because it's a gift that God gives you. A gift of wisdom. A gift of love, a gift of knowledge, a gift of, hold on 1 second. I understood my calling. Even when folks try to blackmail me, they try to dim my light, but God fixed my crime when I couldn't see. I'm still being patient with time. They try to hurt me with black magic, voodoo, witchcraft. You put a name in your book that made you feel comfortable when you had to throw it at me. You know, they say I'm slow, stupid, and retarded, but I understood pain. I'm still dealing with pain today. It may not me feel the same. Because you're looking at me and say I'm as normal. But I hurt within. My bones, hold on 1 second, but I understood how to be strong. I pushed through it every single day. I ain't projecting on the next person to actually help me because all help wasn't good help that day. It'd be the train of thought for me. How folks would try to plot to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, and then try to knock on your door at the end of the day to say, hold on 1 second, you crazy. How this type of stuff actually happens. How you could put certain things on your doorstep at the end of the day to protect yourself. Only with the hold on 1 second, the devil's trying to shortchange you when it comes to your growth. How this type of stuff actually happens. How God was never for someone usually keeping it real. How folks will hack your devices, gang stalk you when it comes to your mail. Watch the incoming and outgoing at the end of the day. Try to paint you out to be mentally unstable. They will hack your devices, accounts, watch your phone calls. Pay people to do you wrong. To blackmail you against you, to project fear. But hold on 1 second, our attentions wasn't the same because I knew how to respect my neighbor when they couldn't see, to go within. Then mad they tags back with their bad habits. How this type of stuff actually happens when you understand knowledge. That hold on 1 second, that power is different. I love God, and God allowed me to see why I challenged myself. I wasn't running from my past. That energy is different because I know how to take accountability for my actions. They said you whack in your corner, you were nobody. It's a train of thought for me. I'm far from a sex worker. I'm far from an addict regardless of what gang stalker trying to blackmail me against me. Never give up on yourself when I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And I'm far from a copycat and I'm far from a hater.
Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community.
You know, I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me. You know, men threatened my life. Women threatened my life. I didn't even have to know these people at the end of the day. All because I knew how to respect myself to truly go with them regardless. I came from poverty and pain. You know, folks don't want you to elevate. They see potential within you. They like, nah, you can't outdo the next person at the end of the day because they understand their own fucks. Hold on 1 second. They are beautiful, and I got to project it to be ugly. How folks would cast spell work on you in a toxic way. Paint you out to be an addict, let alone bent out of shape. They will project magic so you'll understand your own awareness when it comes to look in the mirror, how you truly beautiful, but it started within. They will project spell work so toxic, project insecurities on you with their bad habits. But you actually had the potential. You didn't have to lie. How folks are trying to pour into you and they try to project you to be mentally ill. You know that person that want to work with you, love you, respect you. That person that actually saw you when it comes to your growth. That hold on 1 second. You actually growing. I see it. You're not just doing it for likes and views. You're actually trying to help somebody at the end of the day. And you never asked for $1 when you was going through what you was going through behind closed doors. They would never understand how you truly elevate. You know that energy is different because God is always a provider. Even when that person had that documentation that day, to try to make sure at the end of the day I'm not able to take care of myself. I ask God to give me the proper guidance, let them know knowledge, to allow me to see at the end of the day I got my back, regardless if they try to pay me out to be crazy. They trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially, energy, harvest off my energy, trying to make me homeless. I ain't have to pretend to be authentic when I spoke up for myself, because I don't wish that on my neighbor. It's a train of thought for me. It's kind of funny how folks would disrespect you, and as soon as you speak up for yourself, you was dead as the issue. But that was never the case. How folks would take your kindness or weakness. But nah, I wasn't wrong when God gave me the balance to acknowledge the end of the day, the devil was standing right in front of me, and I ain't lose my intentions. Having a good heart. That ain't just different. You know, people pick and choose who could talk about God, spirituality. You know, the devil, the enemy, narcotics, violence. You put a name in your book when it comes to healing, trauma, and pain. They pick and choose who could talk about certain topics when it comes to losing your own way. I know how to respect my neighbor when they couldn't understand their own way. How folks would hack my devices, accounts, watch what I do behind closed doors at the end of the day, and they would show their hands and then say I'm mentally unstable, that I'm bugging, I ain't see what they just did that day. And then they would try to control the narrative that, hold on 1 second, nah, you bugging, you delusional. Nobody's going to believe you because you are truly the fool. I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract, and I say that respectfully. Anything when it comes to my creativity, I always worked on my own. It's currently 10:41 p.m. and it's currently September 26, 2005. You know, gang stalking is real. Like your next door neighbor, you don't have to know them or not in any tax bracket for them to try to bring harm towards you or to cast spell work towards you or even put it in your front door. And I say that respectfully. We live in a spiritual world. And these be the same people that it don't matter if it's in the environment that you live in or what county that you live in or what continent that you live in at the end of the day. How someone will project spell work towards you and they'll be talking to somebody about you, smiling, and only trying to dim your light to project fear in you because they said, I'm going to control the narrative. Ain't nobody going to hear you. I would never hurt myself or my neighbors around me, regardless of trying to blackmail me, frame me for a crime, regardless to who hacked my devices when it comes to entrepreneurs, if it was an actor, a rapper, a terror reader, a karmic, my next door neighbor, and I say that respectfully, didn't matter a tax bracket, regardless it was someone in the HRA department, regardless it was the cashier in the store, regardless it was someone in the bank, regardless it was someone that check cash in place, regardless it was someone in that gym, that warehouse, I do not live in fear. Or it was the person that they paid when it came to that addict that day to project fear in me and threaten my life that nobody's going to believe me, how someone's going to blackmail me against me. And hold on 1 second, they just paid me off. I just was relating the message, but I truly hope that you stay safe. How this type of stuff actually happens. How they would pay someone's bills, how they would make sure that someone is taken care of in this department because they have habits. They would try to blackmail you and say that you're an addict. They would plot scenes and paint you out to be an addict. They would even cast spell work on you. They would even dibble and dab with your food, your drinks, or whatever the case may be, or whatever you like at the moment. Because sometimes we outgrow certain things in life. And when you outgrow certain things in life, a person would try to blackmail you against yourself to paint you out to be mentally unstable. Regardless if they work in the HRA department, regardless if they work in this community, that community, this community, always be yourself, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child because someone is jealous, envy, or has hate within them, or because someone decides, you know what, I don't like this person for their own personal reasons, and they projected spoke on that innocent person, sending someone an evil lie. Someone decided to create a hate train to gang stalk somebody or paint someone to be mentally unstable because someone feels like someone doesn't have family. or someone feels like nobody's going to speak up for somebody, or someone feels like, you know what, I'm going to cast illusion and spell towards that family's household, and nobody's going to believe that child when they speak up. Did it matter how old they was? No. How someone that you don't even have to know, or someone that you was dating once upon a time, or that you actually got to know, or you thought you got to know at the end of the day, would send you spell work in the most unhealthiest way to mess up your finance, to mess up your love life, to mess up your creativity, to mess up your love that you have within you when it comes to your own conscience of a heart that you never switched up. Because a beautiful heart, it never switch up. It just gets better of actually pouring into the right people when you least expect it. You pour it into all the wrong cups. You still coming across a couple of knuckleheads and you still pouring into them, but you ask God at the end of the day, just protect my heart. Just guide me to the right people that's truly for me. You know, the energy is different. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but when someone casts a spell works on you, they don't like the fact that you know how to love yourself, respect yourself, even if you're dealing with hard times, hardships, even if they're the ones who's projecting the hardships on you. They like, damn, how you still smiling? How you still overcoming? How? It's so many whys and hows and whatever case may be. Even with the gang stalking, they're trying to project fear in you. They're trying to mess up your finance stability. They're trying to make sure that you don't get a job. They're trying to make sure that this income doesn't come in for you. They're trying to make sure that mail piece of mail doesn't come to you. They would try to blackmail you and act like the picture was taken when it came to that mail being there, but you never received it. Or they would act like they would go to this person, go to that person that you actually knew once upon a time in a certain chapter in your life, but you outgrew the old, and they was trying to get dirt on you, to blackmail you against you, to paint you out to be the villain in their story. And they was doing it for life. If it was a clout chasing a couple of dollars because they was going through financial status or whatever case it be, you know, when it came to hardships. But never not one time that you had to kick your neighbor down, regardless of what you was going through. Even if you was going through hardships, even days when you probably didn't have food in your fridge, even days when you was short on bills, you still had your head held high, and you still kept it pushing. You still do want to respect your neighbor, but you still ask in the process that God, please protect me from the enemy, please protect me from the devil. And when God shows you these things, it's not that you think that you're better than somebody. When you understand elevation is different. You never had to pray against your neighbor. You prayed for them from a distance. The energy is different. You didn't have the right support team. You became your own biggest cheerleader when folks painted you out to be weak, slow, stupid, and retarded, that you won't overcome this, you won't overachieve this, you won't do this, you won't do that, you won't become your best self in yourself, you won't be able to take care of them kids. How people was kicking you down so bad during certain obstacles in your life at the end of the day when you really needed the help, when you really needed the proper emotional support, when you was there for certain individuals in the day, but the entire time they kept kicking you down. Even days when you went short on change in the day to put food in someone else's fridge, and they said, you know what? I'm gonna talk about you like a bad habit. I'm gonna kick you down. I'm gonna discourage you. Never not one time those folks that you looked out for, even when you was on a good and bad day, that they said, you know what? Here's a couple of dollars for this. Matter of fact, not even a couple of dollars. Let me put some food in your fridge. Matter of fact, let me make sure that you're okay today. Do you need me to pay a bill today? Are you okay today? Do you need me to take you to the doctor today? Are you okay when it comes to your health? Are you okay? You know, the right people, when they see you, they're not going to blackmail you against you. They see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not sending you the evil eye. They're not projecting spoil towards you. And we may not pray the same, but I'm far from a hater, and I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, regardless to what male or female has me shadow banned when it comes to my neighbors. And I say that respectfully, regardless to their tax bracket. You know, individuals control who can, and who can't see my content, and I do not live in fear. My life has been threatened by men and women. And I do not live in fear, and I don't cast spell or magic towards my neighbors. I put it in God's hands. Regardless of what you're trying to do to me, I put it in God's hands. I don't live in fear, and I say that respectfully. I am Naya, genuine love, respect, and you are worthy to the genuine ones and to the people. I hope one day that you find peace within and you respect your neighbor one day, but just stay in your own lane.
No, in the strength of belief, innocent people alone.
But to the genuine ones, I truly pray that you find the right people that come into your life, regardless of what relationship is when it comes to a subject, that they respect you, they hear you, they see you with no misintentions, and they don't cast spell work on you or magic on you or send you the evil eye. You know, every prayer is not a good prayer, but that one prayer that actually reaches you, It wasn't manipulation. It wasn't black magic. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't spell work. It wasn't a delusion. It was someone that walked into your life that actually acknowledged you and saw you and allows you to feel like you're safe. You're okay. Someone got your back. Regardless if it was just a moment, regardless if it was a long term, you put a name in your book. Because when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. We may not pray the same, but I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. And I'm far from a witch.
No, it's the truth of you. Hello, I'm good. Have a good day somewhere else, not over here.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. And being authentic is not a crime. Being yourself is the most beautiful gift that God can allow you to feel. Being yourself is the most beautiful gift that God can allow you to feel. When you start to heal, regardless to where you're in your healing journey or your spiritual journey, because everybody's in different chapters in their life, but respect is a two-way street. And I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or family member due to jealousy, hate, or envy. Even if you feel like someone doesn't have family, just because you see someone walking by themselves all the time, it's somebody that cares and loves them and respects them. And even if you have to paint a picture to individuals or get this person, this hate train of people to paint somebody to be an addict, a sex worker, or this or that, whatever the case may be, to blackmail them against them, it's people that actually change their life just because you're not doing the right steps. It's just train of thought for me. My content is not for everybody. Healing trauma and pain is not a walk in the park or a race or overnight process. And I say that respectfully. Today is currently September 26, 2025. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding, regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully, and that's willing to blackmail me against me with my own documentations. That's willing to blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. Never allow a man or woman to project fear on you when they said that your voice does not matter, because regardless to what tax bracket they work in, they said they're going to have this group of people in that community, this people, these people, this people, to paint you out to be mentally unstable because you speak up for yourself, because someone decided to take their controlling issues to the extreme. And then being that they did that, they even cast spells on you. Because someone decided to take your kindness or weakness when you never disrespected your neighbor, when you never had malicious intentions towards your neighbor. You actually gave them word of encouragement. You actually said thank you. You actually said no thank you. You actually said have a good day. But they decided to say they wanted to disrespect you. Even days when you couldn't see. How someone said the days that when you was in pain that you wasn't in pain. You can't tell when someone's in pain at the end of the day. Just like I wouldn't be able to tell that you're in pain. And I say that respectfully. You can never judge a book by its cover, regardless of the age. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And just because you see a single person moving on their own, picking up a bag of groceries, all help is not good help. Because you don't know what somebody's been through in their journey. It's not about trauma at the end of the day. When someone prays for strength, when someone prays and asks God for the guidance and wisdom at the end of the day, you don't understand what it's taken within them to take that bag from that door to that door, or that step to the next step at the end of the day, when God is pushing their way, when God gave them the balance, the strength. You know, my content is not for everybody. How individuals would use your situation and try to blackmail you against you because they make an assumption, because they don't know you. Because they feel at the end of the day, I'm going to kick you down and say at the end of the day that you're somebody you're truly not. Because all help is not good help, regardless to what culture, religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Just like that at the end of the day. How someone will say, I will help you. I don't mind helping with your bags, and turn around and curse you, and turn around and send you spell work, or turn around and send you the evil lie, or turn around and spit in your food, or turn around and bring harm towards you. And they just helped you. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I never gave no neighbor permission to use my creativity. And when I say inheritance at the end of the day, you know, when you go on these certain platforms or not at the end of the day, when God gives you creativity in the flow, At the end of the day, people will make money off of you and won't even put their money in your hand, but then call you stupid, slow, and retarded. But they sitting there taking your ideas and making money off of you at the end of the day. That was God's gift. That was God's flow, so that you can relate to was being authentic when that person was far from a copycat. They ain't just different. God inheritance at the end of the day is what God installs within that child. Everybody is not the same when it comes to being authentic. And if you are having an authenticity crisis at the end of the day, I truly hope and pray that you find time to get to know you a little bit more. Instead of sending someone an evil eye or projecting illusions and spell works towards somebody, or projecting insecurities on somebody, or projecting spell work in a toxic way when it comes to someone's beauty. So they can be insecure because you're insecure. That's how real it is. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I don't work with no third party regardless to who's willing to blackmail me against me. It's just me and my Heavenly Mother, Father God, and I say that respectfully. I work alone, and I always have since day one. When it comes to gang stalking, people will put you in part of certain conversations. They will act like they gave you mail, paper, or whatever the case may be, like you received it and you didn't. They will hack your devices, accounts, emails, act like they know you, and you will walk past certain individuals. At the end of the day, they will turn into a whole conversation just to blackmail you against you. How this type of stuff actually happens. How they would try to project fear in you. How they would poison your food, your drinks, project spore towards you. It will take a whole community at the end of the day. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. To project fear in you. But never get upon yourself, and I say it respectfully. No mother, no father should ever have to lose custody of their child because someone has self-control issues. Someone has the mindset of jealousy, envy, or hate within them. Because a mother decided to step up at the end of the day and say that she's going to put her pride to the side. Make sure at the end of the day that baby is still well taken care of regards to what trauma and pain she's going through at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, not only was that a good mother, but that baby loved that mother and that father.
Now, and the check on me, we are all not the same. No, hello.
Because not everybody's a bad parent. And I say that respectfully. No mother or father should have their child stripped out of their hand because of the fact that someone has controlling issues. I'm not aging on a respect, and my content is not for everybody. My life has been threatened by men and women that my voice will never be heard. And I say that respectfully when I speak up for myself. And I don't live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. Regardless to what man or woman is trying to blackmail me, project a hate crime towards me, or even project a spore towards me, energy harvested off my energy, trying to destiny swipe with me today.
You can't destiny swipe with a real child, good God. Hello. You can't do it, fool. You can sit there and take notes at the end of the day, but hold on 1 second, you can't be that girl or that dude at the end of the day. No, you can't, fool.
Original, authentic started within. It wasn't on the outside, even putting on clothes. Hold on 1 second. We don't step the same. You could try to do my walk on your rainy day, but you can't keep up with God's flow when God restores that child for all the right reasons. That season his different, even when they get lost in their words.
No, and the check on me, all be yourself, but no molested sections.
I'm not itching love respect, and I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman has me shadow banned or not at the end of the day. And I would never hurt myself. I don't live in fear. I walk these streets alone at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself or my neighbors around me, regardless to their age. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, regardless to who's trying to make me homeless, rob me mentally, spiritually, financially, or cast spells towards me, or send me the evil eye. I say that respectfully. I put it in my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God's hands, and I don't worship the devil or play with sport, and I say that respectfully. I don't destiny swipe with my neighbors. I don't gang store people. I don't hack people devices. Individuals will have you under surveillance, and you don't even know at the end of the day, telling you every move like a bad habit, or because, hold on 1 second, you believe in faith. That strength is different. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. I actually appreciate the time to the genuine ones on intentions. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I love to talk about love.
Real quick, hold on 1 second.
Love is real. Love is one of a kind. It was emotion truly available. Who would have knew? Someone truly know how to value your time, and didn't have to take Valentine's Day to actually value someone's time and day. Mind manipulation games. Hold on 1 second. That wasn't the flow. When someone understood your rainy days, good day, bad day, that balance is different. Someone truly showed you it's okay to be emotionally available. Someone's trying to break your heart, let alone stress you. Someone didn't have to pretend to actually love you. Someone truly brought you peace. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How true love wasn't complicated when the love of your life didn't have to pretend. Fulfilling those shoes when it came to the future. Who would have knew that the love of your life truly saw you? They wasn't doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. Someone truly actually saw that you was truly a miracle. Hold on 1 second. God was on the same page. Someone didn't have to manipulate God that day. And I say that respectfully. When someone truly actually felt that day, that hold on 1 second, thank you God for keeping it real with me in the most healthiest way. How someone praying for y'all both on the same page. Emotionally available, let alone intelligent. Who would have knew that God allowed you to see that someone didn't have to get physical with you. Someone sees you to respect you. Someone cheering you on up close in person behind closed doors, not to do you wrong. Who would have knew that flex is different? True love was real, not complicated. Wasn't running from your past, but you outgrew the old. The love of your life allowed you to feel while you truly healed. Rainy days allowed you to feel at the end of the day. The love of your life got your back. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. I'm Naya, and respecting my content for everybody. Have a good day.
Now, ever change all be yourself with no molestation. My content matters. Okay.
Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy.
Misunderstood and loved by you, far from my hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from my hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Now, ever change over me.
Protect your energy, protect your family, stay out of troubles. Humanity worthy. I would never hurt myself. Regardless to what community I'm in, at the end of the day, regardless to who's trying to bring harm towards me, and I say that respectfully, I never gave nobody permission to make money off of me, let alone take my documentation to try to blackmail me against me. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I would never hurt myself, and I say it respectfully.
Peace and respect, some respect. Should I stop the voice? You better right on them. You like that? I'll go there, but never on them. You like, I gotta go. Stop the violence.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently September 29, 2025. I'm far from an addict and I'm far from a sex worker, regardless to who's trying to paint a scene or paint me out to be something truly not. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Stop the violence.
I gotta go.